I'm Buffy Fowler from Francine, Delany New School for Children. I'm the operations coordinator here. I was one of the founding teachers of Francine Delany. Francine Delany was Asheville's first charter school that opened in 1997. We were in the first round of when the legislation passed in 1996. We were a group of teachers and parents who applied for a charter and were approved and opened in the fall of 1997. We're a very small community located within the Asheville City Schools limits. So we're a very diverse school. Our focus is social justice. So from kindergarten through 8th grade, our kids look at social justice issues in the community and in the world as a whole. And kind of feel like that this is kind of a piece of social justice in itself, with how we worked and collaborated with self-help to make the dream of the school actually possible. We would not have been able to continue to function because small schools are very hard to run. The bigger your school, the more money you get, the easier it is, the more wiggle room you have. And the initial piece of our charter was to stay small intentionally so that we know every kid kindergarten through 8th grade. And I think that that really draws families, knowing that their kid will be in a setting kindergarten through 8th grade, not have those middle school years of being in a new situation, and just having a lot of people help grow up their child. It's like the village that's needed. Being new in North Carolina at the time, charter schools were a brand new thing, and so as far as finding funding was very hard because we had no history as a group or as a organization such as a charter school. And so self-help was actually able to help us and guide us through the formation of an LLC, of a foundation to help our school acquire land and build buildings. And so in that process we were able to, they kind of took a risk on us being new and providing us with a loan to start the initial purchase of our property and the initial purchase of the buildings that were on the property. We've been able to function debt-free since our initial interaction with self-help, so they were really good in helping us guide and give us guidance as far as being smart with our money and our funding. And we've grown from 98 students to 160 and have a waiting list of over 300 at this time. We've been able to transform from mobile units where classrooms were in trailers to classrooms being in permanent buildings. And initially we wouldn't have been able to do that if we had gone with a lease and leased property, because that would have thrown all that money away essentially. But instead of leasing from someone, which is what a lot of the charter schools had to do because of there not being a history in North Carolina of charter schools, and because they didn't connect with self-help and get this funding, we were able to actually purchase the land. And as we were paying those payments on the land through the foundation, we were able to essentially then have a building and property of our own. So at this time, now that we've paid that back, we are sitting debt-free and don't have a mortgage payment each month or a lease payment each month. When you're trying to fund a dream that nobody else has had, it's a little intimidating to try to get someone to help you fund that. And going to a larger bank or corporation to do that sometimes doesn't always feel personal. And I feel like that the family at Self-Help kind of helped us feel comfortable about laying it out there, what we needed, the vision we had. And I feel like that we were able to share our passion with them, and they were able to see how hard we were willing to work to make it happen. Since we didn't have a track record of this is how we've done in the past and we've proven ourselves, I think that that personal connection with having someone to ask questions that you may feel intimidated to ask in other situations, and to just essentially fund projects that other places may not be willing to take a risk on. But if you've got, the real meat of your ideas and your passion, then I think that they're willing to see outside the box. I just really strongly feel that Self-Help is an agency that can help very motivated, highly passionate people, fun things that aren't in the normal realm of day-to-day what you would see. I think that outside the box thing is very key with self-help, or that's what we found, to be able to find an organization that had the commitment and to see that we had a passion and be willing to back us whenever we were so new in North Carolina, and the unknown was, there was a lot of unknown about charter schools. So that's my main thing when I think about self-help.